How's it going, film and TV fans? Welcome back to another review on the Film Nerd Reviews channel. Today we are looking at one of my personal favourite movies of the last year. Definitely one of my favourite movies of all time, but again I'll explore the reasons as to why it's in that position. Kenneth Branagh's 2021 semi-autobiographical film Belfast, which is about life growing up in Northern Ireland during the Troubles of the late 1960s, and it portrays our main character, a small child, which is how old Kenneth Branagh would have been at the time. So it's basically based off of his own life experience, which is interesting, and the Troubles and a family moving from Belfast to England. So it's listen, this movie it's beautiful. It's a fantastic film, and again, for me, as personal reasons, it's just because growing up in a very Irish household, a lot of my family is Irish and stuff. It's not 100% personal to me. I can, relate to some of the customs in the houses and that kind of thing. And I just feel, for me, it reminds me a lot of stuff from when I was younger. Especially, there's a scene where Jude Hill's character, the small child, is called Buddy, is on a bus with his grandma, and that reminds me of when I used to go into town with my grandma all the time as well. So while it's not 100% personal to my personal history, it is a film that I very much can. I do have a bit of personal history with it, and I do. I've heard stories about my nan and my aunt, and told me stories about the Troubles in Northern Ireland, and in that regard, it makes this film truly tremendous. I think it's wonderfully shot. The choice of black and white is really a good choice because it helps elevate the movie. I think obviously it was chosen as an artistic choice, not as a budgetary choice. Some films have that as a budgetary choice. A good example of that is Clerks. But Belfast is different in that it was chose as an artistic choice to portray the time period that it was based off. It's really a heartwarming story, in my opinion. It's very well constructed, has a solid script, and a complete set of tremendous performances from tremendous performances from Jamie Dornan, Ciarán Hinds, Katrina Balfe, Judi Dench. Jude Hill was great as well. The guy who plays Merlin in the Merlin TV show is in this movie, and he's brilliant there as well. The performances really do keep you in that moment, and I think it's a film that, for me personally, is, especially with how the houses look and how I'm very much grew up used to hearing the Irish accent in and around my family in London, my cousins. Of them speak with that accent, and even if they don't have it purely, they can go into it, which is wonderful. I'm used to it, and I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful film that is so raw and so impactful in how it portrays the events that it's trying to portray, and how it portrays its characters in that regard as well. It's just it's so great to see a lot of these actors using their natural Belfast accent in this movie. Katrina Balfe and Jamie Dornan are both born in Belfast, so, well, actually, Katrina Balfe was born in Dublin, but that doesn't matter because still Irish, so they get to use their natural accents in this movie. Kieran Hines and Judi Dench have this wonderful chemistry there as well, and they have the funnier lines in the movie, I think, and it's just something. For me, it's a very well told movie that has just this most tremendous story of a period in time where, much like now, it was not nice to live in, but I just think it's wonderfully told, wonderfully shot, wonderfully edited. Van Morrison's music and score, it really adds to the film as well. And the small brief moments that are in colour also make the film far more interesting to express that elements and stuff, which is, I've seen films do that before, and I love them for that reason. But here, this movie is just gorgeous. It is just heartwarmingly beautiful, and I think everyone needs to watch this movie when you can, because it is so raw, it's so personal, which is why it's definitely Branagh's best film, and it feels so much different to everything else he's ever made, produced, directed, starred in, because it's personal. It's a personal story for him. And although you see a lot of people say that you can tell certain films are made for Oscar bait, I don't think this was made for that. This was made because he wanted to tell his personal tale, and I think he, does it brilliantly. And I think personally, he tells it in such a fantastic way, and it's why, I haven't seen many Kenneth Branagh films. I think the only other one I've seen other than this was Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit. I had recently seen his latest film, Death on the Nile, and you can definitely see there's a stark difference between this one, right down to the fact that most other Kenneth Branagh films, in fact every other Kenneth Branagh film with the exception of this movie, has an original score by Patrick Doyle. This movie does not. Not that Patrick Doyle couldn't do it very well, it's just it's not necessary here. Van Morrison does a good enough job scoring it, so yeah, it's just so different and so powerful. It's so beautiful. Not even just the shots, it's the conversations all the characters have, and how homely and warm and fuzzy it feels, because it feels, I don't know what it is about it, but there's something about it that feels homely, that feels warm and fuzzy inside, and feels very even it's weird, nostalgic in some regards. In some regards, it feels very nostalgic with how the characters portray. Really, for me, again, this is just all me personally, because this is a very personal film for me in most regards. Not. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I lived through this, or because I didn't. I'm far too young. But what I am going to sit here and say is that elements of this feel very personal to me. From the interiors of the houses to how some of the characters act to how they speak as well. I'm very familiar with the Irish accent. I've grown up where most of the family is Irish, so it's one of those things where, much like this is semi-biographical, this is semi-personal to me in that regard, and I just fell in love with it the moment it came on the screen. From the very beginning, I knew this was going to be one of my favourite films of this year, because yes, I did see this year because it released in 2022 in the United Kingdom. But this movie is just, it is, I very hardly say this, but it's a masterpiece. It's a movie I recommend everyone to watch, but also a movie where I don't think, as I had myself when I saw it for the second time, that I don't think everyone is going to get the same experience from. And I know that from personal experience, because I saw it with a group of friends with 3 other people, and out of that group of people, 2 out of the 4 people really enjoyed it and thought it was really good, and the other 2 thought it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best, which to give you perspective, I was the only one who gave it a 10. 2 of them gave it a 5, one of them gave it a 1. and I think that even listening to them speak about it afterwards, I can, you know, the two who liked it, myself, and another one, both had semi-personal connections to the movie, and that's why we enjoyed it. Whereas the other two had no personal connection to the movie and didn't enjoy it in that regard. Well, not they didn't enjoy it, but they didn't. But they didn't listen. In all intents and purposes, this movie is brilliant, in my personal opinion. I love it. I love every second of it. I love every character in it. I love everything showing how brilliant it is. And while it won't be for everyone, I at least implore you to watch it at least once, make your own opinion of it, because I love it. I think it's Branagh's best film. I think it's definitely, out of all the films nominated for Oscars this year, this is the one that personally I want to win, because it is that fucking good. So yeah, this has been my review of Belfast, an absolutely incredibly, fundamentally brilliant film, in my personal opinion, from Kenneth Branagh. Please go watch it, go find a chance to watch it. I adore this movie. I think personally it is one of my favourite movies of all time. Again, it's all because of personal reasons that I just implore you to make your own opinion of it. Don't listen to me, don't listen to me. This is me expressing my opinion on this platform. You can make yours, and I implore you to do that. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the other videos as well, all the channel stuff, both channels and stuff, all new videos coming on both channels. With the second channel, things are going to slow down a little bit in terms of videos coming out. I've already re-uploaded the Why I Don't Like Wonder video up there, because I'm thinking of moving commentaries over there, but who knows, I don't know, it's just up in the air. So don't expect too much activity on the second channel this week and in the coming weeks while I sort a few things out. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'm also obviously in the air whether playing some of will continue or not. I will update you all when that thing comes around. But yeah, again, I took a week off, had to deal with some things. We're back. Oscar season movies are all in this week. Is all movies nominated for Best Picture. All of them are. Actually, with the exception of tomorrow's one, but I will talk about it because I think it should have fucking been. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. It's been a wonderful, wonderful movie to talk about. Please go and check it out when it's Blu and DVD in the United Kingdom. As I said, in the United Kingdom, this movie only just released at the beginning of this year, whereas in the United States it came out late last year to qualify for the Oscars and shit. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Go check it out. Go check out the other videos. Music, again, we've just dropped the deluxe edition of the Alton album, and March is our biggest month ever for music releases, so do check that stuff out. And yeah, bye bye for now.